You know what the fuck time it is. You know what the fuck time it is. I had to go ahead and just start the message now because I don't give a fuck. Because the energy is flowing right now because there's so much beauty in this now moment. Straight up, just straight up, just straight up. I didn't even have my cards, nothing prepared. Nothing prepared. You know what this is about to be. This is about to be a fucking channeled frequency from your guy. From your favorite. Your favorite. We woke up, it's like, oh my god. We've been going through the craziest portal of all time. It's the craziest portal of all time. Let's get this shit out the mud, bro. Happy whatever fucking day it is. I believe it's April 24th on our end of the most historic month of literally all time. I believe this month is so historic because I believe, like, for 5 fucking years now, like, I've been sitting in this, like, new earth frequency. And it took me so long to realize so much of what I've experienced in the last 5 years has to do with, like, the brushing up against, like, people in programs that I'm just, like, not in anymore. And how that will inevitably, like, reverberate for what the fuck it is or whatever. So anyways, I just woke up with this renewed sense of purpose, like, holy shit, it's time for some coordination frequencies. It's time for my husband and I's crowning. We have so much beautiful energy flowing right now, so I just felt like it's a great time to come do a little bit of a channeled message because we're revving up for this, like, iconic ass Taurus new moon on Sunday from when I'm filming this. But just in general, the Taurus new moon really talks about the grounded realities that every year on the year are now, like, emerging from the depths of scorpionic waters. After the things have been blended up and purified and separated and poisoned and vetted and tested, it's like, what is there for you? And this is the frequency that really made me come on here prematurely and just, like, what the fuck ever, like, with this, like, the fucking prosperity bag, like, the fucking prosperity bag, because I really needed to catch up to my own self in terms of, you know, running up against people who, like, really want you to perform the scripts with them. Like, that's just going to be the nature of things. Like, if you're in a really, like, matrix scripty, codey, like, I picked everything about my being and my essence from something that someone has, like, laid out in front of me to pick from, you're always going to be, like, looking and reinforcing and hoping that people will join you in that. And so the opening message that I had is, like, yesterday I really came through this breakthrough of, like, so many people's issue with me is, like, my lack of performing the version of myself that I am, like, my lack of performance of my real essence and my real being. And then here I stand, like, my response will always just be, like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm always able to just boil it down to, so, like, your preference is that I'm performing myself rather than, like, being in the essence of, like, what that sense of self would be. And so then we move forward, right? But anyways, that's all I've ever done here on this channel is, like, provide a space for, like, there is no fucking performance art here. There is no theater here. You got me? It's documentarian over here. It's fucking press record and let it go, you know, type shit. Anyways, so we're talking about the proper storm, like, right? The proper concoction of all the elements, the proper alignment of all aspects of creation contributing. And I think that that's kind of what this Taurus Scorpio axis of sort of solar lunar conversation would be talking about, which is, like, Scorpio Taurus, like, this new moon, it wants you to fucking let the storm within yourself erupt, because again, so many codes that come from, you know, this millennia after millennia of human condition being, like, conditioned in exactly that, rather than sticking to the original blueprint of, like, what we originally, like, our evolution on this planet as, like, a sentient species created by Creator Prime Source. Like, instead of letting the storm of what that is remain wild and, like, Uranian in nature, I think so much of storm frequencies has been, like, dampened and fucking constricted, and most importantly, like, values have been ascribed to, like, certain types of, like, stormy experiences. And when I say storm, I just mean, like I said, this sort of uncontrollable, maybe even perceived danger. We talk about this many elements crashing in on each other and participating at once. And I think the storm is, like, always what I promote here on this channel, because I'm like, dude, you have so much shit inside of you that's just, like, not fucking, like, this is just not about me having a space where, like, for years now, I've been allowing myself to, like, let whoever, whatever part of me crash through the frequency. Higher, lower, feminine, masculine, fucking child, adult, fucking psycho, neurodivergent, fucking neurotypical, whatever the fucking versions of me that need to come through here, because it's, like, through the alchemy of allowing the storm to play out on this sort of documentarian archive, we got to the root of the message. Spontaneous! Yes! Dennis, I love you! I love you. Anyways, I just wanted to say that. So, the spontaneity of the storm, bro. The spontaneity. Like, I was outside with Dennis. We were doing our morning coffee, and I was just thinking about how fucking proper it is, how fucking allowed we are to like live spontaneously, to create and allow all of these elements within ourselves, all of these aspects of what's actually going on in this alchemical experience that you're perceiving as like a black person on the screen. Like, the ability to have that like spontaneously like live out is like, it's the reason for the coronation right now. So we're going to start with the rider weight so we get it fucking proper. Because I just think like, you know, I've kind of like, again, there's so much of my high priestess that comes through, especially when it comes to like information that maybe like my non-high priestess aspects of myself like may not even be perceiving is coming, because they're like navigating the literal or the visual or the third dimensional or whatever. And so a lot of times my high priestess will question and be like, babes, there's like 3 of Pentacles. This is materializing. The shit you do, the fucking crunkeration, the fucking, like I said, bro, like I said, week 3 of April, what I told you in the overview, Saturn did not play about me. If you fucking got after, because we didn't just do Saturn shit this month. Like, I'm telling you, like, I wasn't trying to feed you some bullshit. Like, you really need to look at what path you're on. For over 5 years now, to be consciously working with Saturn, to be ready and prepared for, you know, what Saturn can return back to you if you are respecting the insight of the celestial body in and of itself. It's like so fucking beautiful. And one of the things that I really like wasn't allowing myself to really focus on or to really like think about consciously, because like I said, last 5 years, I think it's like, you know, I'm dismantling things, I'm collapsing things within myself at the same time. I'm like standing in this very radical path that's like no code, do nothing, be nothing, take from nothing, sacrifice nothing, like need nothing, like become nothing. Like, I've been on that path for so long now with my partner that like it and the way that brushes up against those who are trying to be and do everything, pretend, perform everything, perform out even the most fucking, you know what I mean, for people who are very opposite but yet adjacent paths to me. I've been just basically dealing with the like the synchronicity of those things coming together. But in this now moment, the way Saturn, this is sweet for my guys, and this isn't even for my guys, this is a message for me. This is like me telling you what's coming for me. There is a 3 of Pentacles, meaning through this process, through this documentation, I am about to spontaneously, as much as it seems, spontaneously the storm, all the elements of the things that I've poured in, all the elements of the things that my husband poured in. This is the time that Spirit has prepared. Bro, we're fucking doing the message right now because it's a fucking crazy frecuencia. But this message isn't even for the girls, baby. This is a message about what we're about to fucking have come into us, bro. Saturn is literally
Saturn Aries, as soon as I'm already getting all the fucking...
It's there, bro. It's there, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
So, mind you, we're like working on an album right now together. So like while I'm also filming this, but we just want to get the message out because like I feel like this is Spirit's encouragement as we're like harvesting the message of like this fucking whatever. So stay tuned for that shit. But opening card, 3 of Pentacles, right? What do we talk about with the 3 of Pentacles, right? God, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity, right? Let's just talk about that. But for us, we have been in this process of like I said, Saturn is not like a short-term flip, you know what I mean? Saturn is asking you to really get in touch with like long-term sustainability, right? Long-term structure building. And so for me and Dennis to be at this place where like the structures that we have fucking created, the structures that we have archived here, documented here in raw non-production format, have displayed the ways that spontaneity over time can actually concoct the perfect storm to achieve what I believe is some sort of Saturnian result. Huge frequencies. But again, I think, like I said, it just took me like this morning coffee, this morning shit, this morning fucking clean out to fucking realize like I am looking up and I'm like, oh shit, the 3 of Pentacles is here for me. Spontaneously from Saturn, from karma, from the fucking work that I not only just did this one, but like the last years of like course correcting our path and doing this, like I said, decoded, overridden, fucking no programming ass shit, just fucking raw fucking, there's a lot going on here, there's always going to be a lot going on here type of fucking expression and frequency. And to be at the amalgamation of like, we now actually have the 3 of Pentacles, the thing that we collabed on with Spirit, and it's been in exhibition this entire time, and now it's just time for the karmic justice of like committing to that to come in. Love it. Major and I love it. Major and I love it. 10 minutes in. You literally can't even talk about, like, I don't even know. This is like the contract of all contracts coming in and disrupting this, right? Like, this is, I don't even know how else to, like, make this frequency. This message is truly, like, archival for, like, me, so I know, like, oh my God, like, I let my vessel, like, take in the message. I let my vessel, oh my God, it's,
Yeah. No,
Ooh,
the
frequency is like fucking crazy right now. It's like I just feel like fucking something like lightning struck my fucking antenna. Like it lightning struck my antenna. Oh my God. It blew the top right off. I had to piss so bad. Dennis, I'm gonna put it on you while I go tinky.
Word. Yeah, we getting this album out, bro. 41, bro. Supreme Protein Saturn and Aries Volume 2. It was time. The bell rang. Yeah, you already know what it is. DBR, bro. But yeah, shit. I feel like, yeah. I mean, yeah. You already heard what she said, and I mean, I'm just gonna reiterate, like, that the shit is like, it's definitely fucking. It's a frequency right now that, like, yeah, Saturn is fucking. Bro, I feel the fucking, yeah, the Saturnian, like, awareness of it all is just.
It's God's country.
Bro, it's God's country.
Back from a tinker-rinker. Bro, this is fucked up. This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy right now. Okay, thank you, baby, for holding the frequency down. Okay, I can't even, like, I can't even right now. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Here comes this emperor. Like, I had to show you the fucking jits and scrits and skits because it's like, ooh, that's how electric it is, bro. That's how electric it is. Like, today I woke up and I truly, like, chose to let it go. Like, I chose to be at peace with, like, the end of one thing fully, like, in my spirit, like, being like this, especially with Mars and Pluto right now, like, there's nothing to continue. Like, I'm so yielding, like, truly, like, you let me, like I said, you can ask my husband, you asked me one time to get the fuck out of your life, no problem. Like, no problem. Even if you're in an unaware state where you're saying, even if you're projecting, like, right, we're out.
Asking you shall receive.
Asking you shall receive when it comes to this. Like, I am like, say your sort of truth, and we don't have to belittle it. We don't have to, nothing. We don't got to wager it. I won't even fight you on it. No. Well, head the fuck out. But vote. This, exactly. Right. And so, like I fucking said, this is the tower coming in from the emperor. This is so, it's not unexpected. It's like coming in the same nature as you. Like, okay, so I've been like dreaming, seeing, prophesying, like understanding, connecting, being, future being, now being, past being all of it in this entire experience, right? And I just think that what I wasn't expecting, like literally as of right now, is that like my dreams or the things that reflect my entirety are going to come in the same fucking nature as like what I currently put out. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me and Dennis, if we made this fucking non-traceable, untrackable, like undecoded, uncoded, non-coded fucking smorgasbord of like storm energy, like you're gonna cure us on the frequency whenever the fuck we feel like it. I feel like when our mirrored partnerships and offers come in, they come in that exact nature. So I feel like we are about to, because I think it's important for spirit right now, specifically with the rewards of our achievements. You understand me? With the rewards of our achievements at this time, it's really fucking important for spirit to mirror them in a way that will help us process exactly what our whole impact is perceived and felt as. So when I see Three of Pentacles in the Tower, I see someone who is representing something that is combustion, that is this is like a detonation. This is like an explosion. This is like bigger. This is like no trigger. This is like, this is a plan to blow it up. But this is crazy because there is Saturnian support from this emperor. This is like, you chose to create this structure that like provides true freedom of expression, and now structures can fall in line. Like, it would have always taken someone to be like, no, what the people really fucking need
is to know that, like, why are we begging for someone to spell it out for us, to tell us where to be, who to think, what to fucking fuck, what to fucking eat, what, like, why are we so, like, you have an original blueprint. You have something that the divine, that has nothing to do with how we've evolved, had for you, and it's disruptive. It's a void. It can be anything and nothing at any time. And so when I fight for that, because I'm like, you don't understand how many Uranian placements I have. Okay, it's Aquarius stellium with a 9th house stellium. Like, my frequency is like not, one thing I'm going to do, it's not even like rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's like, I cannot have you come up to me like, there's 4 options. What do you want to eat for dinner? I'll take the starvation every time. I'll be the person that's like, maybe we don't even need to eat dinner right now. Like, maybe you're just presenting that 5 p.m. I'm supposed to eat. And maybe I don't even need to do that. Like, that's what this whole studio is just trying to get in literary form, however I can do it, to promote that at this point in our lives, the only thing people really need isn't like progression, isn't evolution, isn't even necessarily healing. It's the freedom to know that it's encoded within the fucking understanding of intrinsically what we are here to do. And I just stand in the awareness so often that majority of people are just consenting to do or keep something going that is really just performance art. Like, most of our causes, most of our politics, most of it is like what we're deciding we want to talk about now. It's not even like the wars that are going on are actually motivated from natural derivatives. They're actually like, it's time for us to fight because we've been beefing for 16 centuries. It's time for us to fucking fuck the headband, bro. Sorry, I just like woke up. That's how I sleep, but you know, straight up woke up at the fucking tomb shit. But like, I'm telling you, my guy, like, most of the stuff, like the spheres that we like actually like navigate through are fucking insane. Like, they're actually insane, because it's just like most of the stuff that people want you to understand as like the now moment is like contrived. It's fucking, it's planned. It's like, you know what I mean? And so much of us are yearning at our, well, it's not even us, our eternal essence, which knows no time, space, no fucking physicality. It doesn't bend in the light. It's just eternal. And it'll keep going to whatever ether, whatever fucking experience beyond your physical incarnation. That part of every single one of you, that's what I do the studio for. Because those bitches are like, dude, oh my God, there's so much on top of like us. It's like, I'm telling you, it's giving like buried alive sensation, like putting dirt over someone who's like literally talking in a ditch, like that kind of frequency. Like, it's like, so I've been so like itchy and irritated for so long in my life, having this energetic signature, and also just like being like, so much of what I experience in my educational system, well, at the beginning of my life in my educational systems, or like in communities and stuff, was just like, is there another option? Even when it came to love, sex, and romance for me, like, I just wanted something that was outside of like, here's the boys that are in Central Texas that you can boy, right? Like, it's like, it was all this like, here's what you should be doing. You're 16, you should be fucking by now. You should be fucking drinking beer, you should be doing, like, I don't even know, like, even the natural things that I do want to do, there were so many times where I was like, I hate the way this is like, it's just like, who decided it? Because I've been digging for source for like eons. Like, who is the source of all this stuff? And for me, it wasn't until I, went and did, my undergrad that I really got to go into depth about, the process of decolonizing my mind. And I attributed a majority of the matrix that I live out, just because of like where my lineage, my family, like what our history naturally is actually a product of like the colonizer's mind, like the imagination of the colonizers, like what I'm living out literally even today. And so that in and of itself, like, made this like irritation and itch in me. Like, I was very like, we're gonna fucking have a sit-in at the pipeline, we're gonna fucking get arrested. Like, that was very much me in my early 20s, because I hate thinking that, like, as original as you wake up and think you might be, like, I have free will, I'm doing what I want. Like, so many of us, this level of like Black Southern Americans who were once just enslaved and now just got written into some other code, even the fucking dynamics I have that you hear me complaining about, like with my parents and stuff, like, so much of that was pre-planned by fucking like poisonous seeds of like other fucking non-similar individuals to me's imagination for like my entire communities. And like that, I don't even know how to explain, like, that brought out like deep rage in me, because I'm like, so nothing is free will, nothing, I don't have any free choices, no. And like, I feel like my irritation with like even people who like we deem as like fucking cutting edge are like not cutting edge at all. Like, no disrespect, but there's like so many conversations about like is this an industry disruptor or an industry plant? And I'm like, baby, we're still talking about the fucking industry. We're still it's like there's no real original thought. Like, even when people fucking insult me on my fucking shit, like, I'm getting irritated because people aren't even like generating their own anger anymore. Like, people are literally calling you like fucking shit that they like, they're calling you insults like that they like someone told them this is what you should start insulting people as. You know what I mean? Like, they can't even just call you a bitch for real. Like, they can't even call you the eternal. They can't even like say, it's like it's like what? Like, I can't even get, you know what I mean? Like, even like when I get critiques now, it's like, bro, you're so unoriginal because how come you and everyone has the same problem with me, which just like leads me to believe that like they've overgrouped our emotional like diversity, like the bank of like things and ways to identify our experiences has been so limited and so contrived into this set bank of like, this is what as a traumatic experience, this binary fucking like psychological fucking the definitions, the identities, you know, even now we've gotten to this place where it's just like even being outside of some sort of binary is still code. Like, even the things that they tell you to like do that are counter are now not counter because it's all something someone is telling you to do. Like, to do anything at all, in my opinion, other than breathe is still beyond the point. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even feel like I need to even classify or consider or anything in terms of what I'm doing. And so, because it is what it is, right? In the age of the Aquarian. So like, bring it on. But it's just like Saturn is about, like, I just don't think me and Dennis expect Saturn to be so, we're rewriting what is possible for people to receive from Saturn, because I don't think anybody's reached the heights of like systemic disruption that me and my husband have reached. Seriously. Like, to do, like, I'm not oppressed right now by anything that I want to claim within my vessel. There is systems of oppression that like would technically indoctrinate, they'd like take me and put me in a category, but like my sovereign self is not actually dealing with fucking anything right now other than like what you see me experiencing and letting move through me now. And God, I just feel this catharsis as I'm filming this. I just feel the spontaneity of this as I'm filming this. But I'm telling you, like, this is like being crowned, like you made an empire of towers. Like, that's how Spirit's talking to me right now, Alexis.
Using crowning glory with this shit.
Period. Because it's time, bro. Oh my God, this shit's crazy, bro. Let's get some fucking water on the fucking TL. I swear to you, like a fucking week ago, I was calling shit. Dude, I started telling you, bro, and I saw some girl talking about, like, when you miss people or you project that onto people that are not in your now moment, you're really missing aspects of yourself because they've just reflected, obviously, like, the love of self that you actually have. And I do this all the time because, like, really, I'm the real revolutionary out here. Like, really, that's really the truth, because I'm really, like, doing something revolutionary from the inside. And without actually like pandering or saying like, actually I have to follow this system that's already preordained just to get collateral, because that is reinforcing a lack of faith. And even the people that I really felt like I wanted to be connected to, I was like, baby, their faith is on 0 in comparison to mine. So, you know, that's why it really be a party for two, like for all the time with me and Dennis, because, you know, anytime we want to build ourselves up to think people are where it's at, they're not. Like some shit with a full
ice, bro. Yeah.
Y'all do not know the favor. You do not know the value of this. You don't know what this does for me. You don't know. Let it do for you, but it does for me so much. Oh God, yes. What the fuck? Fuck it.
Yeah. Babe.
the fuck? Maybe I would be so.
Love you so much. Yeah. Yeah, this energy is fucking. This is it. It's like, it's actually the freest feeling right now to know, like, yeah, just to fucking, yeah, like you said, just that, like, not be in any of the, like, fucking
what we are.
Jump out the fucking box of, like, even what they say, like, all right, these are your options right now, like.
Well, and that's the thing we're waking up to is, like, baby, we've been doing it for years. Like, the reason the crowning moment is happening now is because, like, we've been fucking doing this shit for years. It's not even just one person who's, everyone we come up against is scripted. Even people that are for us right now are, like, in the middle of deep trenches. Like deep trenches.
Yeah, I was just seeing some shit while I was in the bathroom talking about, like, yeah, it's like right now, like, bro, Divine Brother actually was talking about it, bro. Just, like, today, he popped out today, and he was talking about the yeah, just made a message, like, right now saying that, like, the fucking Matrix is fighting back as, like, this is fucking, but I feel like,
but it hasn't been fighting us, babe, because the thing is, like, when we dropped the Hierophant in 2020, that shit went out the fucking window, bro. That Aquarius full moon, like, when we dropped that record, like, we were like, we're gone. Like, during 2020, we ejected the fuck out of the shit. We were in
New York, it was like end days. Like,
we went to New York just to eject. Just to, like, fucking bring on all the fucking third dimension so I can shoot the fuck out of there.
Right.
And it was the best experience of my life. And I'm just catching up to, like,
everything. Like, it was fucking, not true. But we ejected at that, and at that exact moment.
Really with some 2019 shit. Like, I really, truly, to tell you, like, the truth, like, honestly, I feel like this started in Seattle for us, like, the ejection. Like, it really started my senior year. Like, truly, that's when everything changed. Like, I feel like 2018 was, like, really it for us.
Yeah.
It was very, like, endgame, which makes sense, because 2019 was, like, that beginning frequency. But, God, I'm just so, I can't even...
I'm right there, because
I'm floored, because this is really about how what we present here is doing this. Like, if you've never been here before, but, like, the sample of whatever you could take from Dolphin Boy Records and Tethered Studios is gonna do this to you. It's gonna fucking explode whatever you thought was going on into nothingness, into, like, the truth. Into the fact that, like, all your human life really means is that you're going to be given a set of amount of breaths. And you can curate how those breaths feel for you throughout the duration. Like, Taurus moon in the 12th for me, like, that's all I'm really, like, seated at. Like, that's it.
Wow, yeah.
Like, I'm just seated at, like, how well in a day did I breathe through all the breaths I was given? Did I spend majority of those fucking tweaking? Did I spend majority of those tight, like, or locked up, or, like, with a headache, or with, like, fucking damage? How did I spin the breaths? Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
What the fuck, bruv? What the fuck, bro?
This fucking frequency is like, this is it. This is our crowning glory. Like, it's happening as we fucking see it.
Just, like, to be, like, so okay with that. We don't, like, if no physicality other than, like, the freedom and the value that I get from, like, just being in a year where, like, no one had a computer in their phone with a camera, with the fucking everything that comes in whatever the fuck I'm recording this on, like, regardless of what the fuck it is. It's like, there was once a time, a decade, not less over, like, 35 years ago, like, no one had access to this type of luxury. And regardless of how we're always just going to keep making haves and have-nots as we ascend, like, it's going to be a new have-not class. Even if I'm identified in that, like, nothing can take away that, like, dude, I get to broadcast, I get to make a studio owned by nothing, like, and produce the things that, and own them wholly, and do it myself and cut the crap and cut performing and cut, and I don't like, oh God, this journey will make you lose everything. Like, it'll make you lose everything, because none of it matters. Like, none of the stuff matters. None of the programs and the codes matter at all. And they have no real value to the divine. They only have value to the collective human consciousness, per whatever the trend of it is right now, per whatever we've all decided makes you valuable right now. And there's a world, there's a primordial planet that we are actually on. And so even our scripts are enveloped, like even astrology, like is not even separate of, we're in it. We're in the cosmos. We are a part of the cosmos. We're not separately viewing the cosmos from some non-cosmos space where it's like, this is what happens when Mars retrogrades. It's like, no, we are Mars retrograde. We are, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. And so, oh my God. Because you don't, like, none of this is deserved. Like, none of this, physicality, abundance of the physical.
Yeah.
Like, it's not expected. It's not expected, you know? It's just not fucking expected of fucking anyone. King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, like, look what the fuck is about to, like, this is me right now. You are watching me fucking go, like, be in my Four of Cups, and all of a sudden God's like, Alexis, emotionally over here. And in the cup is this. It is truly everything I've ever prayed for. And right now, I just felt the need to record, because it's like I feel in my body right now. I just, in my body right now, so much. Because Eight of Wands, right, is all this magic alchemizing this now into a third dimensional reality that you're about to feel it. Because you're going to know this is about to be spontaneously brought to you. Because you did this. Fuck. Listen back. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did I not just tell you when we made our record, the Hierophant, like that we left the Matrix then? I'm telling you, I've been thinking like, all right, Alexis, do a little more work to see if you can get out. And Spirit's like, baby, you've been fucking prime real estate in the primordial world since you fucking dropped that record. Bro, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Like, I've been the Queen of Swords. It's overwhelming me. It's overwhelming me. Because I think that God just wanted us to catch up. Because I think Dennis and I, because like I said, we've just been in our third dimensional reality, like dealing with the ways that like being in our path and being in a path that's like scripted and coded with the things that are external to us that we could just be running into at any time, has like caused little rifts about how we're gonna, because especially the people who are in the coded shit, they've been told to resolve it. They've been told that friction needs to be like, we need to come to the same accord, or we need to agree that someone's right here, or someone's wrong here, or someone's a loser, right? And so, but our path says there's nothing to do. Like, if we have beef, punch a nigga out and there's nothing to do about it. Like, that's it spiritually, right? So we've been so like, I just feel like we've been in the fucking head down fucking motorboat in the titties this whole fucking time. And Spirit was like, you actually, the thing, like, that's all my people, all the people that I've been like, being like, oh God, there's so many people communicating with me right now. So many people want stuff from me. The whole reason for like me, like not creating, moving forward from the full awareness of like what's going on is just genuinely because like up until now I've been preoccupied. So honestly, like the text that I got from my mom on fucking Monday that was just like cutting it off and like so dramatic and so crazy was just to like wake so that I can finally, because after 6 fucking years of being here, literally here this whole time, oh God,
Yes.
it's like after being here this whole time, Spirit just wanted me to realize, like, let it die, like let whatever, like let the like discrepancies of like how your shit is different than their shit just completely like crash out off the cliff, like drive the car off the cliff, fucking word to Tracy Chambers, fucking mahogany type shit, like let her and Sean fucking drive the car off the cliff, right? And when you do, it's like, then it's like not taking up the mental RAM storage, because I think that would be the reason for my non-ability to conceive like the stature of like what's coming into me spontaneously. Because I think that like for the things that are being offered to us, for it to be this much, I'd have to realize that I would have been doing this for a long time, because Saturn doesn't give cheap rewards. It doesn't reward anything like short term. It just pays out like equal. Like you did this, you get this, right? If something that Saturn gives you is massive, it's because you're massive. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, the fucking frequency right now. Like I realize how much like my vessel and my spirit and everything needed like this break in like experience, like this break in patterning, like literally like the fucking break of the code, so that the code isn't like still repeating on itself, so I can like actually be like, oh, and then when I broke the code, I feel like now the lightning strikes and comes in and just hit my crown, and it's like almost as if spontaneously I will be living with my husband, King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. This is not only like a king that's, because the King of Pentacles could also be rich by like having the right systems in place to produce the things they want. But this is a King of Pentacles that does it themselves. That sustains it themselves. Like they got rich off of something they do themselves. Right? And I think that spirit, like I just told, it's freaking me out, because I was talking about the recent past. When we made the Hierophant, we exited. And we left y'all the blueprint. You should go run the album up, actually. But we literally left y'all the fucking blueprint of like the Hierophant journey. Straight up.
Yeah.
But that shit was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Niggas were 23. What the fuck is 23, bro? We were chatas. We were
that was
kids out here channeling like doing fucking crazy shit, which means bitches were born for this. You know, because I wasn't like, it's not an intellectual prowess that like, it's not, whatever. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like, do you see what I say with the break in the code? It's like, I've been so wounded by the way my shit rubs up against other people's shit that like the whole point is like the God strength that I have, because the lifestyle that I really live is revolutionary. Right? And if our revolutionaries are always fucking on the battlefield, like fucking just getting nuked and bombed and struggling and shit, and don't actually even have time to realize like they're imparting crazy impact and giving like the planet crazy God strength to fight for your right to party, right? They'll never, like, this is my era where like I didn't also just like know that I had to follow this revolutionary path because of all my fucking Aquarian ass energy. I also knew though that I was rewriting what the revolutionary experience should feel fucking like. If someone is a revolutionary, baby, get them fucking pasta, get them fucking a pillow, let them lay down and let them gently revolutionize. Like they're through breathing, not through this fucking brute force fucking protest. Cause I used to be the girl. I used to be the protester. Truly. I used to be the defender. Like I said, I used to be like, book me, bro. Yeah. But now I was like, wait. I'm too precious to the planet to be like fucking actually like letting my vessel get beat the fuck up, bro, to like be revolutionary, which is my birthright. It's my original expression. And so to know now that this 10 of Cups feeling has been derived, like I took the path of suffering and I felt good the entire time. Like I chose to spread and create an industry that encourages people to be divine love. No one is doing this shit. No one. This isn't even spirituality teaching. This is me being like, be divine love, bro. That's the only thing you're going to take when you fucking leave this planet. Is like, damn, how loved was I? And a reflection on that. How much I was loved the whole time. Whether I fucking believed it or fucking not. That's it. All the judgment, all the division, all the separation. And I am just God's love.
Yeah.
God so loved the world enough that they sent their only begotten fucking children to come experience that on this planet.
Yeah.
My near future. 2 of Cups. It's just like, one of the lyrics that I wrote in the album, The Hierophant, is just talking about all the smoke will begin to clear, and those still standing will display no fear. Just grab your soul. It's time to go. I'm right here. And it's that time. I just dropped yesterday for the Consciousness Carnival 2025 one of the craziest, best, like, readings about the benefits of the volunteer path and the non-volunteer path. And when we talk about volunteering for this ascension process, and yes, I do mean the ascension process, it's what we're all participating in, whether you want to participate in it or not. Like, the planet has chosen to ascend, but per the Creator Prime Source decision to, like, ascend the universe we live in to higher frequencies. And so with all of our participation in that, it's like, it's like the people who volunteered to go through this scary process that we are all going to have to go through either way are finally here. And here. Like, I promise you, at the end of this journey, if you followed it from top to bottom on this studio, you're going to end in divine sacred union. Per what we talked about Earth Day, the earth is in divine sacred union now, because all the smoke is moving around. Because it was never a battle of performing the most free. No. There was real shit going down. You actually have to fundamentally change. Change, not your script, not your code. Lose it all. Lose anything being pre-decided by man's imagination. Lose any of that. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And the origins of a lot of our spiritual eternal nature could come from any aspect of the cosmos, any ether, any dimension. It could be coming from anywhere. And so I just think human language, you know, the way we organize, the way that our vessels look, the categories that we have, all they've ever really done is like really fucking stress out how these cosmic origins of within all of us, like, express what they are really here to do, what they really are going to do in a human body. And I know that feeling so well, where it's like everything for me, because I'm really Aquarian, always is out of bounds. Like, I'm always too much. I'm always too fucking far polarized. It's always really extreme when people are fucking dealing with me. But really at the core of that is like someone who's like, don't we all have like fucking cosmic origins that don't want to be like even doing anything? They just want the right to know that like you have enough self-love and self-trust and self-care that like all my responsibility as a 28-year-old person, I guess at this point, moving around the sun 28 times, all that I'm expecting of myself is like no other job for me other than like, don't ever let something fucking be rising up and welling up inside of me and suppress it. No, I'm not even talking about clout. I'm not talking about art. I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about any fucking creative void space that's in me that like rises up, a thought of something that needs to be verbalized, a feeling, an emotion, like anything that comes from the innermost parts of myself. My only job right now for me is to just make sure that I'm not being the number one op, like that I'm not policing. I'm not a cop. And it took a lot to fucking kill out the inner cop, bro. Everybody thinks Saturn is just like fucking Cops Reloaded, and it's not. It's like Saturn's like never that. Never that.
Saturn is the rules. Saturn is trying to give you the rules for how people play your game. Like if people are coming to your Monopoly game, you tell them what the rules are for dealing with you proper. That's what that Saturnian influence is supposed to be. That's what Daddy's supposed to teach you. Is you let these girls know how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? And in return, if they can respect RESPECT, how you want to be treated and y'all in vibrational alignment, they'll get exactly what they give you back. Right? You'll treat them with the same shit. And I just, man, I am so fucking honored to have honored myself this way. And then simultaneously have honored every human that's ever come on this motherfucker. Bro, I got the time today. I don't even give a fuck, bro. 45 and we're fucking. Because the polls, bro, to have sprung spontaneously, it felt just now. I'm telling you, I drank my coffee, explosive fucking healthy fucking bowel movement brought me from, wait, am I doing things wrong? It's like, no, babe, you've been in the game fucking creating the new, like, I told you guys, the Morningstars, that was a spiritually ordained familial structure that God appointed and designed for me and my husband to always fucking live out. And this family was responsible for being pioneers and building new earth architecture as a family. So that when all my guys arrive, which you will all arrive in your own time, in this lifetime or whenever, the next, when you finally get to experience out the primordial new earth codes in your expression, there will have already been some guys like me and Dennis who have created these erratic, extemporaneous, non-traceable, human-powered temples, but also open spaces of God. Of what God really is. Which is just all of it moving at once. Past, present, and future. But how can a human be in God's image? How could we actually be past, present, and future of ourselves? When our matrix system sets up a linear understanding, is you're not what you were doing, you haven't experienced the future yet, you're only like right now. And then we're going to put all these judgments on right now, so we shape so we keep repeating patterns, right? So in order for me and Dennis to free up the now moment, we had to do so much work to understand you have to literally go back and audit past selves, all of the infinite numbers of past selves that there are, and be there with them and hold their hand, literally go back and connect their hands. And then you have to go to the future versions that don't even exist, which can be infinite, and you got to hold their hand too and know that you're going to be okay with whatever you become in the future.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. We just watched Spooky House last night, and this reminds me of The Magician. The lead guy in this is like a magician who gets pretty much exiled because he does a magic trick where his like wife is like who he like makes disappear and transports into like another thing on stage. And like some years ago in his career, he does this like really botched trick where his wife like actually just disappears. So people think he like is a murderer or like is responsible or like had these like nefarious intentions to like off his wife, when actually he like mourned and suffered that she like got stuck on a star by his like botched magic trick. And right now, that's what it's giving. It's giving that the Magus, because the guy's a magician, and his wife was just like a magic woman. Like she just like was the Queen of Wands type of beat. She was like this native
indigenous woman, and she was like a woman of magic, but she was just like a different frequency than like an actual magician. And I feel like right now, the message of that movie, it's a spoiler alert, you should go watch it, but it's like her reemergence, which again, I feel like this is Lilith and Scorpio. I feel like this is like the divine feminine, like reappearing, like she was locked in a star. Like my frequency is like I was locked in a star, and it's like the Magus was like has been anticipating the day that she comes back, and I just feel like today is that day. You know? Because there comes a time where, like, within the shit, it's like she really comes back from wherever he accidentally magically, like, sent her to by, like, messing up the fucking incantation. Oh my God. Yeah. And in the fear space, I just think there was so much abusive, like, people, like, what we had to overcome fear-wise was that, like, someone's gonna beat you into, like, cuffing you, and, like, your new start is gonna be nothing but you going to jail for being in trouble for living the way you are. But let me tell you the first disclaimer about how I live. I wrote this studio out to say my abundance and me living well does not have to take from anything. And I can live, like, a lot of people are using old scripts and codes where they know the first way to, like, dismantle somebody who feels like newly abundant, or, right, someone who comes into, let's just say, the metaphorical new money of the new earth, right? The way to dismantle their feeling about themselves is to make them think that, like, they made it the same way the old world made success, which was stealing people's consciousness. So I had a lot of threats where people were like, oh, we know you've been stealing, like, for example, like, I'll just use my mother as an example. She really tried this tactic where it was like, she assumed I built my new beginning, my empire of feeling, the way she built hers, manipulating and stealing from people, right? Because that's what systems like, you know, if we use like capitalism or fucking imperialism, right? We talk about these systems that require there to be sanctioned murder, right? We have to be okay with a certain degree of, like, people will die for this to stay upheld. For us to go really, really high up and have unlimited wealth for certain people in these systems like money, they're going to have to be homeless people. They're going to have to be people who die. They're going to have to be people whose lives aren't as valuable because they aren't Jeff Bezos, right? Because you didn't wake up and, like, generate billions and billions on end in your sleep, so therefore you have nothing, right? So now that the divide is so massive, we have to be okay with certain levels of murder, which on this channel you already know how I feel about the fucking reality of, like, murder in any terminology is the same verb, right? It's still the same action, and our justification for murder can't be justified. You know what I'm saying? And so this week, when the inevitable attacks were coming, a very Saturnian thing caught my ass, because they had points. Yeah, your point would be totally valid. If you were talking to someone who built their new life using an old world structure, it would mean that I have dirt on my hands. But the way that I live has truly taken nothing from anyone. People haven't even had to change their lifestyle at all. They have not had to change their routine for my husband and I to be where we are right now. No animal had to lose its life. No being had to lose its life. No one has been hurt. No one even sees us. We live under the fucking radar. We're not on the radar. We're under it. Like, hiding. Like, don't shine that shit over here. No. And so that's the beautiful part. It's like, this would have been something to fear. That, like, people could pull. Because people will pull this, right? Like, whenever people just want you to, like, go down, they'll pull out. They'll start talking about how, like, you've done things unethically. But this Queen of Pentacles is like, actually, no, this can't be taken from me. Because I did it ethically. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. I just got some 10 frequencies. Holy shit. Do you want me to see what we're ending this fucking reading on, y'all? What if I told you, when it comes to the Wheel of Fortune arcana archetype, what if in the age of the Aquarian,
this new dawning light age, when it's your turn to go up to spend it, how well you spend is based on your bank of emotional fulfillment. What if I told you that? So while you guys are chasing the dollar or chasing the fucking system or chasing whatever and feeling bad while doing it, while you're keeping the same habits, justifying them or whatever, but you don't feel good about who you naturally are, which is not coded. It's not where you're from. You're not even though you're born into a society, a neighborhood, a place, a city, a town, a parent, even though you're born into those things, you are not any of those things. That is just the portal you've incarnated through. So for us Aquarian children, we don't do too much of the sponge taking it in. We just observe. Like an Aquarian child's just gonna like look around and be like, yeah. That's all going on. But there's a detachment from it, right? Because Aquarius has the awareness that it's like, I am something that has nothing to do with the impressions of what this is. Because all of that is that. This is me. And I just feel this insane frequency where it's like, this was the sacrifice I made so that when it came time for this, I was prepared to be able to spin and get max winnings from the wheel of abundance for my new life in the new earth paradigm with 10 cups. Sometimes it meant not picking up the swords and fighting people who I knew could not actually defend themselves. Like, the thing about me is like, some of these people that tried to come 5 of swords me, like a lot of it was just letting them do it. Literally. Like yesterday, right? Like someone wanted attention from me and I gave it to him. I literally am like, you're here. Here. You needed a boost here, right? And why am I doing that though? Because I have keys that I can tell this person doesn't have. Like I see the prophecy that other people will speak over their life when they think they're not shit or they're like ready to die, suicide, all this shit, right? When they're on that frequency. And so for me, I think that they don't, it's likely because these people's consciousness is not caught up to understand what they're actually, what the grade of, what do you really, what's the purpose of what you need to be doing right now at a universal level for all sentient beings. And it would just be that when it is time for a cycle to change over, when it's time for the divine to tell you, all right, y'all, all of you get to come up and spin, like when you go to fucking event or something and there's an activation, like spin this and you get to decide what you win for free, right? Divine is telling you when you enter into the party, like you get to spin this wheel and get a free thing, right? I think a lot of people who are in this 5 of Swords paradigm, which I just let them be in, I let them 5 of Swords me, because I still knew we're all going to walk into a party and as soon as you get to the party, you get to spin, and it is possible to get to break the fucking wheel and win the jackpot. But the only way to do that would be to be completely happy with yourself. So right now, a lot of people thought like, oh, I got their attention and they must be talking about me. They must be worried about me, baby. Nope. Like the only thing me and my husband have genuinely been worried about in this entire experience has truly been how completely emotionally filled we are off of our divine union. Right? Nothing else. Nothing else. It's not in what we have. It's not in how what we have makes us feel. Nothing. Genuinely knowing that the real winners in the end feel the best about themselves. Can own and stand and love themselves wholly. The ones who did the work to remove the judgment, the guilt, the shame paradigms from on top of their experiences because they were intelligent enough to know that actually has no quantitative data in the eyes of source. How bad a mistake you made was and the guilt you hold and let identify and change and morph your behavior because of the shame and guilt, the divine is not even registering. They are, however, watching you now botch the divine expression they gave you because of temporal passing judgments. I think our Rastafari brothers and sisters have been saying this, you know? They've been telling you about Babylon. They've been telling you about Judgment Day. They've been telling you about what they're going to do to you. But they've also been telling you about what Jah prophesies. What the Most High prophesies. What's really meant for the brothers and sisters of this planet. You know? They've been telling, it's like the doctrines have been there, you know? About what won't get you anything. Right? About living easy, you know? Not difficult. About taking a breath, taking a swim in a river, smoking a bleezy. You know? These are the things that can help you come back online within yourself about the feeling of breathing. None of us knows everything about everything. All you have to be responsible for is how well you can breathe through your life. And in my design here on the studio, I'm trying to help people have more agency over creating a good, an experience that feels good to experience. While you're doing this whole fucking authenticity thing, while you're fucking being dead ass, you know, while you're doing this shit and you're in the soup and you're trying to get back to the primordial word, I'm just here to make sure that you also feel like you have the sovereignty to like create, just in the same way that we are all super comfortable with creating trauma and negativity and narcissistic one-dimensional paradigms. We also have the propensity to do the exact opposite, to be extremely high vibrational. You know what I mean? It's so fucking beautiful. I'm so fucking happy for the switch. And it did come from knowing not to pick up the swords. And sometimes picking up the swords doesn't mean just like walking away. It means addressing it without stabbing it. My sword is not to stab you or to, I don't need more than one spiritual truth. I don't need your spiritual truth too. That's why I told you I'm never going to take anyone's fucking consciousness. And I would really suggest that you guys get out of the contracts as soon as possible that tell you, because you fragmented and broke up yourself in order to be palpable and to get some goal that was already bought and sold back to you. You were born with all the abundance that you already had it. You already had it. And a lot of times I target artists because I feel like we were the population that was the most vulnerable, because our magic is really on display through our craft. And so it's got to be enough. Somebody has to scream it right now. Like you need to, it doesn't matter what you lose it all. Lose it all, because you don't understand how you can't participate in the system and then go and wonder why you are still getting the short end of the stick. You have to have empathy in terms of, I do this to other people. My fan base, my audience, I don't realize how I'm exactly like the record label. The artist is no different than the label they're signed to. Let's be very fucking honest. Because at some point, at some time, your magic capabilities made you actually believe you were of more value than another. That is not how the universe will describe your internal value to you upon your incarnation. It was never for me to compare how my divine gifts will translate to that of another. And if we start blessing and overpraising, just like they tell parents, don't praise children's good behavior, be neutral. Just support them to understand that what they put in, they will get back. As long as you stay neutralized, they will make their own definitions of how to support and be proud of themselves from something real, not from appraisal, but from a real sense of, I did this not because I thought somebody was going to tell me good job at the end. I did it because obviously I felt like it needed to get done. So I want to help artists because we're going to have to make the bridge back and pay for the sins of millions of people, some of you billions of people, whom you've stolen consciousness from. Whom you have also, just like your major fucking distributor, your label, your big industry that you're demonizing, when baby, that resonated to you. When the devil put the fucking contract in front of your face, you said, yeah, because it probably alleviated some temporary system of oppression that you were going through, but it also just propped up another one. It's like you bitches who bought fucking shares in Tesla and now you're upset at Elon because you literally gave him a direct 100,000. Everyone in my neighborhood that we live in is like owns a Tesla. Every single person. You know? And we live in a majority brown neighborhood. Like Asian, Southeast Asian, like neighborhood. Yeah, we do, right? And so when we talk about that and we talk about like, right, like the realities, it's like, I'm not even making a political statement about who's right or wrong. I'm just saying to see yourself as separate or to look at the conglomerate version of the thing that you, but a lot of us are not taking accountability for how we give these giant now oppressive forces. Like we were the ones making them into what they are because we sold ourselves for probably fractions on the dollar. And then we go to other unconscious people who we tap into because some of y'all's artist demographic or some of y'all's political, your platform gets you to get to people when they're mad young, when they're in formative spaces. You prey on people. Like it's the same institutionalizing shit. So no, actually the bad guy looks like anyone who has taken consciousness from another being who is equal to them. That's the fucking flops of right now. And that pretty much includes everyone. Unless you see somebody doing what me and my husband are doing right now, they have blood on their hands that we don't have. Because in order for me to make this fucking hour video, I don't have to do anything to you. There is nothing to do. This isn't coming out. This isn't a PSA. This is resonance. You would have always known this. If you listen to my shit, you would have always known this to be true. You do. You know this. I don't pray. I don't say I'm the first person to say any of the things I'm saying. I, in fact, cite all of the rhetorics of philosophy and understanding of human consciousness. I cite all of my fucking sources. All of my inspirations are here. All of my teachers are with me. You know, I'm a Gemini rising student of life. You know, I am always learning new things from people. And the only thing I show here is my thirst and my curiosity that also was beaten out of me because I was born a black kid. You know, I wasn't even allowed to be curious. You know, that was something I always watched people who didn't look like me get to have as a child. And for me, curiosity always came with like a sacrifice of my own safety. Like if I wanted to be curious about something in terms of my identity, in terms of myself, in terms of my expression, it meant that I wasn't going to be safe, you know? Knowing that in the society that I lived in, the body that I'm in could have me put to death. The wrong cop pulls me over, my friends can walk off free and I could get blamed for the whole fucking lot of it, whether I did it or not, right? These are the things that like I had to observe as a child and find a way to still pursue my thirst for curiosity, my thirst to explore something unknown, right? Without being persecuted. That's a mystic thing. That's a past life thing. That's a fucking black kid thing. That's a thing on my thing. That's a thing on my heart for real. And so a big PSA that like this Taurus new moon collects, bro. Mars and Pluto are like, we're unimpressed. Because all the warning flares, all the fucking turn around, don't drown signs, all of the fucking swim at your own risk, you know, all of the, hey, you know, you can't just steal from people, you know? And then these artists have the audacity to be like, I'm going to sue the shit out of you. You're stealing my intellectual property. What about the billions of people that you have stolen their time, resources, and energy for really just buying and selling back to them that you're exactly like them? But because of your exceptionalism based on your craft, which it doesn't have to happen. We don't need art. Sorry to hurt y'all's feelings. That is not a requirement for being a human alive at this time. It can shape our experience, but it's not a necessity. And we've gotten so far from what's needed. You know, and artists are fine if their fans are sick, suffering, poor, as long as they're still going to cop $450 tickets to the shit so that their bills stay paid. And so that they can fucking make their way out of their own double contract. Like a lot of us didn't fucking sign to the major label that's expecting their cash advance back. That's why these artists are going to make sure that you don't have good mental health as long as you're still turning out and selling out the fucking arena. So that I get my shit out of some devil. Like, just tell the truth. You took the fucking shit from the devil and you still can't even come out because you're still under contract. So I'll say it because I'm under no contract. That none of us deserve that. There's no audience. There is no stage anymore. I've blown it up. I've yapped so far into the future that unfortunately for you girls, the whole stage you're performing on is blown up by an anonymous motherfucker who isn't even doing it for anything. other than because I believed that the times that I was unconscious, I really needed information. And I was really grateful throughout my life for people who were like, Alexis, I'm just going to give you some information that I can tell, because there were decisions you will make when you don't know the full picture, and versus the decisions you make when you see everything clearly can be completely different. And so for me, I thank God for those people. Again, Things More Conscious Than I, my second fucking film, my second feature length. That's what that documentary is all about. People along the way, protecting my consciousness, protecting my right to expand consciously and not fucking suffer because of the things I didn't know. But it's a different belly of the fucking beast at this time. And I just think at this time, I'm here to announce it. Like, your favorites are about to change. Your favorite is about to become yourself for the first time in maybe your entire lifetime. Your favorite person on the planet, the most iconic person you know, is actually going to be you. Yeah. Yeah, get the fuck into it, bro. The fucking age of Pisces, God is not outside of ourselves anymore. No longer. I don't want anyone being sold back some shit they fucking already own. And again, to all my artist people, you also were just sold back some shit you already had, like I said, but you now don't realize how you've gone forward and done the same thing to people who had the same potential as you, who haven't even gotten to learn about themselves before you bombarded their feed and their ether in their head with all of your updates about your shit. Because you really just need $1. Let's release it. Because it will be aggressive if we don't let it go now. It has been time. I told you guys, you missed the entire eclipse. This happened March 31st. Like the whole stories have been blown out. But whatever contrived things you're doing, like the revolution has already been here. Obviously, like I started saying, it's been like 6 fucking years of revolutionized thought in myself. I can't even imagine the guys who've been doing this way longer than me. Meaning they walk through the world and they see through y'all. We see through y'all. We know at the end of the day, like I can go up to any artist and be like, damn, you need money that bad? You're not actually owned by anybody. You don't have to sit up here and complain on TikTok or Instagram or your Twitter or whatever the fuck about how unfairly you're being done, when at the end of the day, you're not even brave enough to just like lose everything that the fucking contract is giving you. You won't just take the penalty, but you're going to blame the devil. We're the Morningstars, baby. Don't blame the fucking devil, because all the devil is actually here to do in the age of the Aquarian is out people who want shortcuts, who are actually truly living out there in their ego still. The devil vibration will come to you if you're living out of your ego, the most shallow part of yourself. The ego is just a shield. It's literally like a metal sheet. Doesn't really have any other value than that. So every time you pull from your ego, it's just like you'll find the way spiritually tapped in people will see people moving out of their ego. It's just like you'll be having a regular conversation with them and they're just like always. It feels like in Super Smash Bros. When you're playing like, you're pressing R and you're playing like Fox and it's just like the shield, or you're playing like Link and they just like put the shield up. Like they just like there's like a move that you can do when you're in like combat where it's just like, just put a shield up. And I just feel like that's what ego does. That's how it always penetrates me. It's like it's not even doing anything. It's like a false sense of protection. Because you don't want whatever is outside of you to hit the inside of you, but the outside of you that you're putting a shield up from is actually a reflection of the inside of you, so there's nothing to shield. You know? So beautiful. It's such a beautiful message. We are so fortunate. We are so fortunate. The Wheel of Fortune. As I'm saying, we're so fortunate. Like Wheel of Fortune, clearly. It's like, we're so fortunate. We are so fortunate. Because remember when I told you like the volunteer and the non-volunteer path to do what we've done here? It was really easy for people who didn't volunteer to step out of their old ways to try to create new form. Because of fear that like, well, we haven't seen what the new form will create. And God was like, right, it's a blank canvas, create anything. So me and Dennis step up and create something, right? And this is many people all over the world who've created something, but we step forward and create something. Today marks the era where we get back in the physical the value of what we've created. which now lasts for eternity. We will be able now, because of the sustainability of our systems, because I didn't make a business off of my authentic self. No. Not a performance of my authentic self. No. Because a lot of these people are like, oh, I made a business. There's no business. I'm not taking money from anybody. I'm not knowing that I should keep being myself because millions of people fucking validated it. I'm being myself without this is literally, the motivation for this is like, I'm fucking feeling crazy right now. For me, bro, I'm the one who watches these videos back. You look at all the comments here, it's just me and my husband. We're the ones who listen to our albums. His albums, it's what we do. But, you know, even authenticity has been bought and sold back to us. Oh, that's because I had the deck upside down. So, the Queen of Cups, bruv. Right? I talked about my bride card, bro. And the Queen of Cups, that's what I'm talking about. What this moment really represents is like building an exhibition based on just like what you are. And knowing that like you don't ever see me change my content and freak out because this shit doesn't grow. I don't know how many people would keep doing something past a year, past 6 months, full time, and lose everything around you because nothing showed up, and still come with the same integrity without trying to pander to what might get me a quick dollar. So I can validate that like it was possible for me to make this. I knew how I could make fucking money through stealing people's consciousness. I know how to do that. I don't do that. Why? Because of the ethics. And when I talk about ethics, I really boil it down to like, I don't want to be dealt with proper by Saturn. Because Saturn's like, you owe every single person. And for many of you, you don't even know the 7 fucking million people who follow you. Do you realize how scary some of that is? Are you sure you want that many followers? Are you sure you want to keep having rhetoric that's like, you're blowing up, you're getting up there, you got a lot of followers. All of you are like lined up in hell. You're all in danger, straight up. Straight up. You have taken that many from that many people. Do you know how many lifetimes of karma that is? So anyways, the King of Pentacles underscoring that the Queen of Cups, because look at this. This is someone building something physical, material, that refills them emotionally. So the goal here by this Queen of Pentacles, this Queen of Cups, but in doing what I'm doing and Dennis doing what he's doing, isn't even actually going to be motivated or changed by a dollar. Hence why when the King of Pentacles really does, it is time for it to pull up, because the King of Pentacles, Saturn, earth signs are going to show up when it's really earned. When it's time for the value of what you've really done to come back to you. But the tests of Saturn are going to say, you may be doing something that could be genius, but do you truly know what it is you're doing and the value of it while you're doing it? And that's the reason why I told you, like, I've been very transparent. We're literally homeless right now. You see me in the same room because like we had to lose everything to hold the same vibration this whole time, bro. For the last like 6 years, nothing has changed. This guy is my soulmate. Whether you see him I don't even have a ring on my finger because fucking what does any of that mean? You know, if you can't get a ring, does that mean that you're not legally married? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means it's going to fucking bring on judgment from the bitches who fucking actually think that that's what makes a fucking lifetime union happen. But let me tell you something right now about married bitches. Let them fucking both be homeless, both be fucking able-bodied to go jump right into the matrix and make a quick buck so they can feel comfortable again, even though it'll kill them and fragment them. Most married couples would be done with each other if they were in the situation me and Dennis are in. Done. How many of you bitches are like, do not marry a man who don't have no money? How many? How many of you actually think that's like a prereq? Is it the money that they've commanded or the fact that they can command it? Because having money is actually karmic, right? Like, so some people can be big brain and their karma, which will promote soul evolution and growth, is to have the opposite of that. You have to know what their intrinsic value is, which is God ordained. It's not decided by the reflections of the third dimension, which are the last thing to reflect your divine value. Y'all aren't ready for this conversation. Many of y'all are single because you are fragmented. Many of you will never come into a lifetime soulmate because that you will, I don't even know how you'll live this lifetime. Truly, I don't. Because you're not allowing yourself to have a full spectrum. Even the people that bring success, have successful businesses, you aren't actually allowed in real time to have a schizophrenic episode like I am. You're not allowed to have a bipolar snap. Like, these are just the languages. You're not allowed to actually have ADHD. You're not actually allowed to wake up and fucking open the meeting and fucking say something fucking crazy. You know, you're not actually allowed to fucking do like Ye West right now. Your shit won't actually let you do that. But what if that's a part of the full spectrum of who you actually are? What if that's a part of your truth? So then that means people are going to forfeit truth, tell lies, because they're in a prison. And they wonder why they will never have something eternal. Dennis will be with me till the day I fucking die. Why? Because of exactly what you see right now. When it's fucking 20-year-old headphones and 20-year-old laptops and shit, and we still got to get the fucking shit out the mud. We still got to love each other. And not be like, hey, you're not fixing our situation. You're not making us rich. You're not making us, you're not making... I'm telling you, y'all should be crumbling for far less. For far less. Taking the vow on God. Talking about for rich or for poor. You've never... Some of y'all like limit your bracket to only rich people. Like, what? What is a rich person? What does money mean? It means that person was capable of commanding that. But if you're not an intellectual, then that's the reason you don't understand that there are also systems of oppression that keep plenty of people from activating how much royalty they actually have. So you can keep sitting here fucking using the fucking vibrator or sucking your own cock for the rest of your life. Go for it. Because you won't open up to the fact that your person that actually mirrors you for light and for dark and in your wholeness is somewhere shackled by some fucking system. And your love for them that you are withholding because you're judging their circumstance is why you'll never come into union with them. My husband was a fucking registered heroin addict when I met him. I had to go find the guy in the rehab facility in 2017, bruv. That's where he was. And it was all lies. None of it was real. He was actually in a very dangerous fucking child slavery fucking situation. He was like literally sold into some crazy shit. I would have never known that though if I was sitting up here judging, being like, this nigga don't got a car. He got a curfew. He can't drink or smoke. He can't go out. I can't come to his house because women aren't allowed on the facility. Like, what? Most girls my age at that time were like, girl, what the fuck? Who is this bum? Why? So just know that, bruv. Because the only shit I promote here is that I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to get up here and lie to you. So my truth is all over the place. I am all over the place. I am a loud lady. I am talking for too long. I can hold attention for an hour and 30 fucking minutes. I can do all of these fucking things and I don't give a fuck. Because all I was doing when I started to build a new earth structure was like, well, don't make it about response or a stage or validation or your audience at all. Make this because you need a place where you can always feel good. And Tethered Studios, I'll be fucking damned. I'll fucking light every motherfucking comment up for 3 minutes on a short reel just to protect that this is my place where I can do my fucking skibbity wrist jizz. That I can do my little jig. I can fucking be whatever the fuck kind of fucking neurodivergent ass shit I'm gonna do. Because this is where the truth can be breathing, where it can fucking be living, bruv. And in the meantime, while I'm just airing out my fucking erratic truths, for whatever the fuck they are, Spirit already moved me forward and I'm like just now looking up like, oh shit. That's how I started this message. And I believe that this coming in now through my emotional sphere was through Saturn testing me through April, saying with the test that none of it came. Because this is what I will put you on game. Here's like one of the biggest and most important things. If you've done something that you know, if you know the laws of the universe, you know, like I did something, I should be getting it equally returned, right? So Saturn, before it's about to dispense your fucking fat check, will put you through a test. The final test says, okay, I can get, like, you'll get all this intuitive information. It's like, oh my God, all this is coming to me. And then Saturn's going to make you go through it without it coming in. Just to test, are you actually doing this for the applause, I live for the applause. Is that really what you're doing it for? Or do you actually want the return on all the work you actually did? Because most of us, when it comes to Saturn, the reason we fucking suck when it comes to Saturn is because we don't actually want full credit for what you're fully doing. I would never tell you girls to go fucking take these contracts from the devil, because it's a fraction of what you're probably actually commanding. And you're just going to go through a cycle that's going to spit you out knowing, like, what the fuck, bro? I had no control over my own shit. I'm literally in a slavery paradigm. And it's all because I was petrified of stability not coming for me. Like, I made the wrong decision and nothing turned up. That's what happened to me this month. I've been telling you guys about my honeymoon, but I haven't changed the frequency. None of the things have come in my timeline, but it's not even about, the thing is, I'm not saying this for a timeline. I'm not saying if my honeymoon doesn't come in 3 days, I don't fucking want a honeymoon. That's how so many people actually react. Like right now, my mom, like again, like when it comes to like her partner choices, I've watched her do this her whole life. She'll be so irritated, like, I fucking deserve a man, I deserve a mirror, okay, whatever. And there's like men on every fucking street corner, but whatever, right? But then Saturn airs these bitches out every time. Why? Because Saturn will look at you and be like, okay, but because a man didn't come in your 2-week time frame when you prayed up to God, you dropped it. So that means you don't really want the things you say you want. Because if you truly want something deeper than anything else, you will take it at any time. I will never not take a King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles fucking surprise. I don't give a fuck if it comes in 10 months, 30 years. I will never not take my highest timeline. But some of you literally go up to God every day and say, like, I literally won't fucking take this, God, if it doesn't come in my time frame. And that's why you get nothing but the loops. And so for me and Dennis to have passed the Saturn check, which was like, you have to die by it. You have to be humiliated. It has to look like you made a decision, you stood on it, you said, nope, that's not my truth. This is my truth. 2 of Swords in reverse. It's not this. This is what's really going to happen to me. And then you had to wait and see that there was no evidence of the time, right? Because Saturn doesn't actually work in 24 hours. Saturn is not even the Gregorian calendar. Saturn isn't even the systems of time we've all agreed on. Saturn is just limitation. It just lets you know that limitations they help you to keep moving. They help you to keep moving energy, right? Movement is really connected to Saturn. And so Saturn will often test you right before it's about to expunge a blessing with this. With, I guess, the ego humiliation. Because you see the shield. Remember he talked about the ego is just like a fucking shield you put up? Yes, it could hurt your ego if you told people, like, I'm going to get married this weekend, and, like, you don't actually get married that weekend. But what happens when you still, the next weekend, have a marriage extravaganza, and the only stain on the picture was like, oh, it wasn't that day? But it's still just as grandiose as you prophesied it was going to be. That's where I've learned to give prophecy. That's the thing that I really like. A lot of the girlies, you know, on the spirituality talk, the tarot reader talk, they give too much timeline work. They don't know how to like channel without doing too much. This happens now. Everything, like, if you're trying to put a time limit on the universe isn't even in your governance of time. So don't worry about that. But so many people have been like, you and Dennis's marriage is a flop. Dennis's label is a flop. Your fucking studio is a flop because I guess they've been like, well, it's been 1.5 years now. And you guys have been in the same place. I was like, who's in the same place? Physically? Is that what you're referencing? This is a choice where I am. Believe it or not, I'm not like held hostage in the sense of like, I'm not choosing to create this. This actually was where I came because it made the most economic sense. We want the max return on our investment. So we decided to build a production that requires no cost, no money down, no nothing down. So that when we reap the eternal sustainable benefits from what we create here, it's not only using things that are actually renewable resources, but then the resources we propagate are unlimited and we don't have some debt to cover. Right? Because most people get famous and the first thing they got to do is work out of debt for all the people that spotted them so that they could get the Buck and Bustier pack. But I didn't want to come out of the gutter. If I couldn't boost myself out of the gutter, I don't need to come out of the gutter. Keep me in the gutter. because I was never in a gutter. I'm just where I am, right? But this is huge. This is huge. This literally comes to you. Again, same with the fucking Hierophant, bro. It's the same frequency. In the recent past, bro, I was not, Knight of Cups in reverse, I was not intuitively believing that I had already been in the new earth. This happened in 2020, the release of the Hierophant, and me and Dennis is announcing that we've ejected. And it's like 5 years later, really, truly. And I'm just not realizing, like, oh, I wasn't even, like, intuitively connecting. Like, I wasn't even believing I had arrived there at the time that I was channeling that. That's why I've been giving my body time to recalibrate in this time so I can catch up to how fucking fast, like, my spiritual nature really moves. Because, again, I inherited a body karmically that is way more dense than I believe my soul origins and the internal parts of me to really be. Holy cow. And Five of Swords of reverse. We were initiated. What's coming down? Five of Swords reverse. This is what Spirit was going to do the whole time. Spirit was telling you, you don't really have to do fucking anything, dude. You don't have to do anything. And as it pertains to this, anyone who is Five of Swords you that you allow to just, because you know they can't defend themselves, they have all these swords that they've collected because they think that the point of this is to collect swords. Spirit was always going to fucking handle this. They were going to 10 of swords and like that. They were going to realize like everything that you all, because these are people who are stealing people's spiritual truth. You're not like that. And sometimes you're being barred off from people because they're not actually really like what you're on. Because I'm just not doing what a lot of people are doing, that even if I feel like, oh, resonance, like I'm not really doing what they're doing, which is Five of Swordsing people. So sometimes the protection from that is because like they have a lot of karma coming their way. That's probably going to do them improper because like some people have like millions of people that they owe. It's not just the labels they owe, bitch. It's the millions of people they owe. For making people think they needed to do something because of a cultural moment. Like, oh, don't miss this. Can you be, right? This is what me and my husband were talking about yesterday. Can you actually be in the practice of it? Can you do the union without the performance? Can you be in love with your husband without performing the love you have for your husband? Dennis and I have had to let it go. We've had the King of Swords and we've had to just be like, dude, so many people get mad because they're like, they literally like are like, we don't ever see you guys and how you relate. We don't see, you guys are just like hidden in your back. You don't do, it's like, yeah, because we're literally in there just like letting the cup actually fill us up. Not, I don't really care about performing that. And that's what's come through. It's like, this is actually divine truth, King of Swords, that this is my mirrored soul. I don't have to perform love and romance. I am in love. That took some cunt to fucking pull out of me, bro. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Spirit is so intentional with these reversals. The way we mastered the Magician was the times where like, remember when I just told you we were watching Spooky House? This is what happened to him. He got really badly wounded because he fucking made a bad like the magic trick didn't work out. And it was like, he got fucking boo, you suck. And you're like, you killed your wife, right? Only for the end of the movie to really like realize that like he always had the magic ability to bring her back. And if he didn't let shame and guilt from like being from the negative external invalidation. Look, this is the peanut gallery. These are the people, right? If you're getting negative response because you took their fucking consciousness. Three of Cups. You took it from them. But when you get that back, right? What you're realizing is like, no one can ever, the core of who you are is a magician. You're not a magician because you successfully do a magic trick. You're a magician because that would be fucking something source, creator prime source ordained you to be. That's really the reason people practice magic. I don't do these readings because somebody else is like gonna, there's no one fucking revealing themselves as what, no one's paying attention to this shit. It is a fucking internal premonition of my own internal value. And so when we talk about the Queen of Wands and this sort of Page of Swords message that comes to her, it's coming from Temperance that says, good fucking job. We have spiritual truth that says, you, even though you you were asked to stop performing, you and Dennis, and just be what you are. That's why everything on this channel is autoethnographic. Nothing is fictionalized. There is no theater happening. Nothing is scripted. Everything is live. All of my films, all of my short film, everything is live. Everything represents a real archetype of some shit. Right? Because I built the real feeling, not the performance. I'm like, me and Dennis really just are in love. Like, this is really like how we spend our day. Temperance is like, it's ready now. And your queen, the Magi, always had the magic ability that if he made them accidentally disappear, he can also make them reappear. So instead of being shackled by fear, you don't, because again, in the movie that we were watching, he like spends so many years without his wife. Because she just disappeared and he just was like, well, I fucked that up. And then he like avoids magic. It's like, baby, why wouldn't you try? Because there was no tower for me and Dennis. That's the thing. There is no tower that's going to lead to like, arrest these people. They've been fucking suppressing the sun and stealing. This is like, sun in reverse is my stealing consciousness card. It is. It is. So when people notice, you have to let them do it. Like I let my mom say that, like, you've been stealing from me, you've been stealing from me, you've been stealing from me, you've been using me, you've been using me. I'm like, okay. And spirit just reinforces they actually aren't. They actually haven't. Their hands are clean. You don't have a tower coming to you. You have a fucking major fucking party. Oh my God. And you will be, I'm ending this here. This is non-performance. These people are only worried about the invisible depth of connection that they have together. And it has been what has provided them to get all the way here, where they are fully in acceptance of how big of a feeling this connection can provide them and how abundant and expansive and unlimited the feelings can go when you have something that you're not performing, that you are really just being. In comparison to people who got a different assignment, to people who thought the assignment was to compare hit sticks to fucking see if I can do it better than that guy. And the whole point is all of you are still performing yourselves. And in fact, you're like co-opting the performance of yourself. You've like repackaged that. Like, how many times can we be like, oh, that shorty, she's like the authentic industry. There's no such thing as authentic industry. If you needed an industry to boister up some shit, you're in a contract. I'm not contracted by anything. I'm literally just being what I am. Because my behavior won't change based on the response. So there I am free, right? I can respond. If someone's coming negatively, I can respond. I'm just saying it's not behavior like, oh, they made you react. No, respond to life. If someone comes up to you, knocking on your door, asking for you to respond to something, respond. But what I'm saying is what I create, how I create my life moving forward does not require, look at this. This is all the people who are like waiting for the external response to tell them who they're going to be, what they're going to do next, and where to take it next. You hear it all the time. So many people be like, I'm going into a new era. Get ready. Like, get ready for what? Life? You to keep living a life? Like, when are you guys going to stop talking in fucking terminology that's like fucking on that, bro? So this is huge. This is super huge. Super beautiful, super huge. Super love it. I think that I'm going to end with one carta from each of my guys to wrap the root of like what this reading really is for me. But yeah, it was a huge test. Huge test. But for like a celestial test. Not even, someone's coming into me. Yeah, the same thing that was promised will come to me as long as you can actually ride it all the way to the Saturnian end. I'm telling you, a lot of you bitches Saturn return is not going to be like my Saturn return. Because Saturn is returning with an investment. Yeah. Did I not just say that? Okay, let me cut this. Fucking love it, bro. Because Spirit shows me every day, like, more is more is more. Like, you could do this shit for 2 hours. It's fucking lit, bro. This is really how we work. Look at this man locked in. Churning out the album in like 20 seconds. It's like fucking lit. All right. Now, we'll start with the Aquarian. This is our final message from Spirit about the overview of this. I felt like Ace of Wands. That's our overall message. To make it through Saturn, to actually get the renewal, to actually get the creative new beginning you want, it would have taken everything I've done. I could not give up. Spirit told me, Alexis, I'm going to tell you something very simple. Don't give up until it manifests. Don't give up until exactly what you want manifests. There's nothing to give up on until it manifests. Truly. Clarifying that. Oh my, that is exactly what I just said. Do not give up. Do not stop discerning until this is actually in your face. Everything else is a distraction. Everything else wants you to give up on it. See? Everything else is a distraction. Everything else wants you to believe it's not possible. I have this for real. I'm not performing my relationship. I'm not performing my business. I'm not performing myself to myself. I'm being myself. That's why. That's what this fucking whole message was about. It's like, if you really know some shit's for you, if you really know some shit should be coming by the logic of how what you've always had. What I had in 2017 with Dennis, it defied where we were. It defied what was going on in my life. It defied the categories, the boxes, our bodies, the differences. It defied all that. The connection was real. And there's no devil I didn't take the devil's fucking bait. I didn't take the devil's contract, baby. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. I wrote my own contracts. I wrote my own contract. This is me. This was me, bro. This book is called what? The 99-cent Book of Blessings. This book was written by Alexis Ray Morningstar. This is pages and pages and pages. What does the first shit you see right here say? Prime source communication. Let me read you this shit, bro. Spiritually legal agreement of consent to administer requested assistance. This is shit I wrote January 2025. This book has been made for this year exact. Everything that I need Spirit to do for me, I put here first. I said, well, my contract, I didn't take the devil's contract because the devil wants you to think that you can't. If I want to go on tour, I don't need to hire a fucking tour manager, bitch. I'm the fucking tour manager. I'll write the tour I want to go on. That's what I did. Because niggas wanted to think you could, like, this relationship fuels me up to talk for 1 hour and 43 minutes. The devil wants me to believe I need somebody to fucking give me a check, that I need to be a news anchor, or that I need to take somebody's podcast money or some shit. When I have the right to record. It's 2025. And I can do this shit, bitch. Saying no to the crack. Say no. That's what we did, bro.
For real. Yeah, we fucking...
And that's all God said. It's simple. People want to act like the devil's a bad guy. I fucking love this nigga. I love the fucking devil, bro. You want to know why? Because he's here to teach. He's here to help you. If you don't have something that's also counter offering, how are you going to know the value of what fucking following your divine truth is? If you don't see a shortcut presented, it's not going to make it valuable. It's fucking valuable that I didn't need somebody to tell me how to fucking do a Children of America tour. Bitch, I fucking did it. I've never done some shit like this in my life, and I fucking did that shit, bro. I did that shit myself. Just by following my feelings. Well, what the fuck do I want to feel? Sit down and write a fucking budget out. Sit down. Google it. Because I'm better for it. Now I have more skill sets, and something that I would have gone into contracts. I would have hired someone else to do this. I don't have to do that now. Because all I'm going to do is complain about how damn it, my new beginnings are fucking not what I want, and there's bugs in it, and I feel like people are still like controlling me. Who's controlling you? None of you are being controlled. Y'all wanted a quick check. Sometimes it means it's gonna take longer. This tour was supposed to start February 14th, and it's just taken longer. But it's the integrity of the fact that, like, well, what the fuck ever? Because if it didn't happen on February 14th, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And it's a real dream. It would be a real blessing for me to get to do God's work on this planet at any time. My life isn't over. I got time, bro. I don't got no fucking kids. I got time. You know what I mean? But to know that the devil really helped us through this experience. This is like we are the stars of the morning sky. We are the morning stars, bitch. Because we really learned that every time you ask to take the contract instead of creating from the void, from the formless, and collapsing and changing and rebuilding and having no code. You want the devil to give you a code and a script so bad because you're scared of the unknown. Not these guys. No one here is scared of the unknown. Because the only thing I would really be being scared of is my spontaneous new creative beginning that I discerned all the way until it showed up. So fucking congratulations to us. I will always, I told you girls what the fuck it's going to be in 2025 for me. I don't give a fuck if we got to hold up 2025 for 10 extra years just so I can go on this tour during the year 2025. It's 2025 in my year. I'm going on the Children of America tour now. It will start the way I said it will. Period. Period. And I didn't take any contracts from the devil. I was like, no. In fact, if a lot of devil contracts keep popping up, it's probably because I'm really fucking close to doing my own shit, bro. Right. To having my own blessings come up. Devil keep trying to be like, you sure you don't want to go over here? You sure you don't want to take this? You sure you don't want to have somebody else put you on? No, because I knew I could put myself on. Right. My husband knew he could put himself on. I don't even need y'all's cosign. I really like y'all as friends, but I don't need your cosign. Let's be very clear. I'm trying to connect with people, absolutely. But I don't need you to do or fulfill a contract for me. I don't want to be contractually agreed to doing. I'm not contractually agreed to this guy. We know every day we have the freedom to leave this partnership if we don't want to participate in it anymore. Absolutely. But the beauty of it is because you keep that freedom open, because you acknowledge that everything we do is choice, how strong has the commitment grown to? Now there's nowhere else on this earth I'd be other than right next to this geyser for real.
Yeah, we choose this, and that's the fucking, that should, I mean, yeah, true.
Y'all will never know how that 10 of cups hits.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all will never know what it's like to have a real guy, a real girly, really holding you down. Holding you down. In when the fucking roof is coming off and they want to fucking have you fucking blast off into obliteration, like this nigga keeps me fucking, hold on, baby. We not gonna get ungrounded in this motherfucker. Let the storm fucking swirl around us, because this will come to us. We keep discerning, it will come to us. Because a lot of you bitches don't even have a plan for your life. This book contains the next 20 years of blessings we expect. Because we wrote it out. And it's what I did instead of do this. And a lot of you guys are going to watch people right now who took this and got the benefits from whatever the devil gives you temporarily. But then they want to make it your fault that they're in a contract. If anyone's in a contract, they chose to be in the contract. Who you kicking out, bitch? Because you're in a devil contract? But didn't the devil give you something you wanted at one point? Oh, so now the devil's a bitch? Get out of here. Get out of here. Propaganda. Get out of here. He was your guy back in the day. Elon was y'all's future guy back in the day. He didn't change, bitch. Y'all was fragmenting a nigga. He was always more than what you thought he was. He was more than just a guy bringing new alternatives to the fucking automobile fucking industry. Right. He was more than that. He had a lot of fucking convoluted, crazy ass full spectrum ideas. Now y'all in your feelings talking about I gotta vandalize my own Tesla. Why do that? Just fucking waste more money? Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, y'all aren't even down for the, like, there is a reason to have a Tesla, an electric car. It is safe. Like, you know what I mean? We don't have to get to, oh my God. Y'all so mad because people are full spectrum and they're insane for real. And they don't fucking permit themselves. And then you make them rich. And now you're like, huh? They're just being disruptive and fucking sending people to space and stuff. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, why did you get the Tesla though? If you want to fucking reduce your green fucking house gas emissions and that's what you're doing, then that's what you got it for. But see, that's where you guys are getting baited out right now. That's what's getting filtered out right now. Is the bitches who, when push comes to shove, they switch up on why they did everything. Right? That's these fake environmentalists, these fake bitches who still litter and drive a Tesla. You know what I mean? Whatever. Still Amazon Prime all their fucking groceries. You know what I mean? Whatever. So again, like I said, like, there's no more of this. There's no more of this. Fucking, there's no one to blame for your contract. You wanted to take the contract. And there's no judgment for that. But the age of the Aquarian separates that, like, there was an alternative path. And it's going to look completely different than the path you took. It's going to be different. Because this path will prepare you to lead. It won't prepare you to get what you want or results. It will prepare you to lead your blessings into eternity. So, shout out for me and Dennis for being aware that, like, we are not to stop discerning until exactly what we want comes right to us. And there's no fucking shortcut to take. We don't need anybody to, like, we're not fucking suffering to a point where, like, we can't stand it. We have so much innovative privilege that comes from just, like, humanity not being as barbaric as it used to be. So we're good.
Right.
I don't have to eat flesh anymore. That shit is so fucking barbaric. Like, God. As a child, I just suffered, bro. Like, I fucking disassociated so much. You know? So much. And I'm just grateful that I don't have to do that anymore. Like, I'm not actually judged for being a vegan. Because it's just like, I can't process how much information, like, eating the flesh of anything really is. Too big brain for all that. I can't just shut up and take a bite. Like, I'm not Anthony Bourdain with the shits. I'm just saying, a lot of you niggas want to taste the flavors of the globe and then be dead. And then be unaliving. Whatever. Anyways. So, we're really out here.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
What a powerful fucking message.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And every day I remind myself of my capacity and how much work I can do effortlessly, you know, when I'm really in the cup of who I am, when I'm speaking from my own primordial word, it never stops. I could keep jabbering for 5 more hours, you know, call it a seminar, call it a lecture, call it a side chat. Doesn't matter, babe. Anything but a podcast. Fuck with the kids. So I love it. I'm so grateful. This was for us. This is big announcements for us. So I'm just excited. I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited because I know us. Like, once all of this prosperity comes in, I just think we're gonna go straight to the fucking tour. I really just see us being like, fuck it, let's just go straight, because the tour is actually like honeymoon vibes.
For real. Yeah, that's
so like we're actually probably just like starting a honeymoon.
Yes. Yeah, it's been prophesied in the shit. Yeah. Because
we're going to all states, we can just do all the shit when we get there. I'm so excited. Thank you, God.
For real.
It's time for the Children of America tour.
Yeah, damn. New Supreme Protein right now. Like,
I know.
I didn't even. Yeah, it's like, it's always, damn. Yeah, it's always a big deal. It's like. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah.
And it's only 11 a.m. I did 2 hours of fucking work and it's 11 a.m.
Like, damn, what the fuck?
Oh, time's not real.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's none of this. Yeah, time's not real. This shit has not been.
It's not real.
Oh, yeah. Yo.
I'm so excited to go on tour.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I guess that's all I really
Yeah.
have for the stream. I got a pee again, so
Okay.
happy days to us. What a fucking moment. Bye.
See you.